Am I the asshole for snitching and causing my friend to lose her scholarship, dream college acceptance? I, 19F, am a sophomore in college and have a friend, Tia, 18F, who is in high school and applying for colleges and scholarships. I helped her throughout the college process and she ended up getting an early action to her top college, and she got a full scholarship. I was happy for her until recently. I was talking to a mutual friend of ours and she started gushing about how Tia's essay was so heartfelt and beautiful. I asked to see it because I thought she had just forgotten to show me. She showed me many of her essay drafts. But as I was reading it, I was completely taken aback. The essay was one of my college essay drafts which I'd shown to Tia for reference on writing techniques only. I made this clear. I was livid. The essay was really personal, and she barely even tweaked it up. It was almost entirely copied and pasted. I trusted her with it, and this is what she did. In a fit of rage, I gathered all the evidence of me helping her with the college process, including evidence of me sending the specific essay to her, and I showed it to the school. She not only lost her scholarship, but she also lost her seat in the school. Now, people are calling me dramatic and shaming me for robbing her of her education. She's the only person in her family to get into college and receive an academic and athletic scholarship, so everyone was rooting for her, including me at one time. And while I didn't expect the outcome to be so severe, it was. Right now, I feel bad. I feel terrible. I feel like she took advantage of me, but I didn't want to be the cause of something so horrible. I did myself a justice, but at the cost of someone's dreams. Now I'm wondering if what I did was justified or not. Am I the asshole? I'm probably going to get downvoted, but you're not the asshole. If she is plagiarizing just to get in, she is definitely not going to survive her first semester in college. Most colleges has a no-nonsense policy with stealing others' works. I have seen a lot of my peers who just forgotten to cite their source properly for their quotes, and get in trouble with the school. So yeah, not the asshole. Yikes, this may not end up being popular, but not the asshole. If Tia really copied your story, then that would be plagiarism and is a dishonest way of getting into college. It sucks she lost her acceptance and full ride, but she didn't really earn it in the first place if she cheated to get in. Not the asshole. Plagiarism and this behavior is not allowed and should never be condoned. It sucks to be in your position too, as it is a lose-lose. Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend behind and going on the trip with our friends? I've been with my boyfriend, I'll call him Paul, for 3 years and living together for 6 months. Paul has serious problems with forgetting important documents, and after the 4x he did this, I became responsible for carrying our documents in my purse. According to him, all documents have a digital version and that is enough. Not all are digital, passport. And not all places accept the digital form, but he is stubborn and maintains this position. I don't mind being responsible for the documents, and most of the time, I have them in my purse. That is until one day, 2 months ago, he called me asking about his identity, because he needed it for something and they didn't accept the digital version. I was at work and I informed him that I had with me. He gave me a huge scolding, saying that their documents should be at home and told me to stop holding his documents. I handed his documents over to him and said that I would no longer be responsible for this or warn him about it, because I was doing a favor for someone I love who is a capable adult, 27. For the situation, we and our friends decided to travel to another country on New Year's from the 12/27/01/03, and a passport is needed as it is on another continent. We would go to the capital where we would stay at our friend's house until our flight time. Our city is 2 hours away. We decided to go to the airport 4 hours before, visit the VIP room, and I went to check all my documents first. Paul was on my side, and when he saw only one passport, he asked about his and I just said, "You have it." He panicked, saying he thought I had taken even more passports as usual and left it at home. He decided to run home and come back. He asked me to go with him, but I didn't want to spend 4 hours in the car. He went to get his passport, but complained that this was something to remember him by, and I went with my friends to the airport. In short, he didn't arrive on time and I decided I wouldn't miss my trip because of him. I turned off my cell phone and made my 12H trip. When I arrived, several messages from him saying that he couldn't believe that I had gone on a trip without him and that I had done it as forms of revenge because of his scolding. The flights are all booked up or too expensive, so he probably won't come. He's still accusing me of leaving him behind after purposely not remember something I know he struggles with. My friends are on my side, but I feel doubtful. Am I the asshole? I forgot one detail. I always make a list for our trips of what to take. His passport was on the list and he still forgot it. Not the asshole. He wanted his documents back. You gave him his documents back. He forgot his documents. Not the asshole. He is a grown-ass man who is blaming you for his irresponsibility. He self-sabotaged the trip and expected you miss it by coming home with him. He is pissed because his plan did not work. Not the asshole. This is a red flag and you need to move on. He's not a baby. You're not his mommy. So he bitched you out for holding on to his documents after asking you to do just that. Now he's bitching because you followed his wish but afterwards did not baby him and remind him of his password. He needs a mommy, not a girlfriend. Maybe your solo vacation is enough of a wake-up call for him. Good on you for sticking to your guns. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for snatching my son's brand new Nintendo Switch he got for Christmas out of my nephew's hands? So this Christmas me, 26 female, and my GF, 25, decided to go half on a Nintendo Switch OLED for my 5-year-old son, which came out to a little over $400 with the warranty. I was supposed to get it for his birthday in September but I couldn't afford it at the time. My son was really happy he got his gift. This past Monday, my sister and 8-year-old nephew came over to spend a few hours with me, my son and my daughter. All was well until after they left we couldn't find the Nintendo. We searched under the couches, behind every TV, opened every cabinet, drawer. Even under the fridge. I didn't think my nephew took it. The thought didn't even cross my mind. I didn't try to get a new one with the warranty because the warranty doesn't cover lost theft. I just figured it would pop up in the house eventually when we weren't looking for it. Earlier today I went to my sister's house to drop off some leftover food I made from yesterday's dinner and I noticed as soon as I walked through the door my nephew jumped off the couch and darted in his room and closed the door. Again, didn't think anything of it, but I did decide to sit and talk to my sister for a bit. My nephew came out of his room to use the restroom but left his room door open. Now they live in a small apartment so you can see his bed from where I was sitting on the couch, and lo and behold I see a Nintendo Switch sitting on my nephew's floor in front of his bed. The blue and red controllers gave it away. You can't miss it. I get off the couch to go pick it up and when I turned it on my login account was on it. So I knew it was my son's. He's 5 years old so he uses his account under my name with parental control of course. I asked my sister why my son's Nintendo was here and she acted as confused as I was. My nephew came out of the bathroom and he yelled, "No! Give it back," and snatched it out of my hands. This is where I may be the I snatched it back from and told it wasn't his and you can't steal from people and he just started screaming and falling out kicking. When I snatched it back my sister was pissed. She started cursing me out and telling me snatch anything from her son's hands. I argued that it was my son's Nintendo and she knew I was looking for it. My son never took it out of the house so there's no way it ended up at my sister's home across town on its own. This woman had the audacity to try, she didn't but she tried, to snatch it back from me. It turned into a screaming match and I just walked out because it wasn't going anywhere but physical if I didn't. It's crazy because when I asked her why my son's Nintendo was there when I first found it she was as confused as me. So for her to switch up that fast because I snatched it back from my nephew is beyond me. I would understand if I snatched it too hard and he fell but he didn't fall from the snatch. He purposely fell from his tantrum. Yes, he is 8 years old and still throw huge temper tantrums. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your sister is unhinged and enabling incredibly bad behavior that would be charged as a crime if your nephew were older. In a few years from now, she's going to wish she'd held him accountable when she's having to deal with even bigger issues with him. I would not let either of them back into your home. They're not trustworthy. Protect your son and your family, they always come first. Not the asshole. And FYI your sister knew the whole time. Not the asshole. Your sister knew he had it. Don't let them in your home again. Not the asshole. Your nephew is a thief and your sister is a bad mother for raising him in a manner where he is comfortable stealing from his own family. And especially for doubling down when his theft was discovered. Am I the asshole for saying no when someone asked for a bite of my food? I, 30 female, ordered lunch from a charcuterie place next to my job that I had been craving. It cost $45 but I had a good week and my plan was to eat it throughout the day and once I was done share it with everyone else. I sat down to eat my lunch and a coworker came up and asked me if she, 29 female, could have a piece. I said no cuz I just started to eat and I was hungry and I honestly just didn't want to share my food at this time. She asks why and I said because this is my food and it was $45 and I didn't want to share. She then says, "Are you seriously going to eat that whole thing?" And my response is yeah, probably throughout the whole day. After this she comes back in later and says, "I hope you're not feeling a certain way about me." I said, "Yeah, I thought what you did was rude cuz I was just trying to eat my lunch." She then goes on to explain to me how I was the one that was rude and I should have said no nicer and that she was really hungry and her food wasn't here yet and I should have been nicer. I told her I was done with the conversation and went to sit in the hallway and then I hear her call me a bitch to another coworker. So am I the asshole here? I literally just wanted to eat my food on my time and not share, but if I am the I want to know. Small update. She actually reached out and apologized today. I cannot thank you all enough for your support and advice. My assumption is that she told her spouse, family about it and they were like, "Bruh, you fucked up, in the future I will eat my shark coochie board in private. You guys are the best." Not the asshole. But calling you a bitch is way out of line. I don't know if you can talk to her about it or report it, but it should be addressed. Not the asshole. Your food, your money, you can share it if you want. Normally, people wait for someone to offer their food. You're cool op. Definitely not the asshole, like it's your food that you bought with your own money. She can buy her own food. And by the sound of it she doesn't seem like a close coworker to you. So I feel like asking you for a bite is inappropriate and just weird. Not the asshole. She was rude when she asked if you were seriously going to eat the whole thing. That could be triggering to some people. Not the asshole, and now you have a harassment claim to go to HR with if you choose to do so.